timer. Timer timing. Chat is there. And then just click into the game. There we go. Hello, Gab. I'm very excited to try this out. It's very pretty. And it looks like it's gonna hurt my eyes, which is a selling point for me, to be honest. Will I need a Luigi board? I hope so. I really just put all faith in Novell that he actually wrote the title that I asked him to. Because he was like, go find my phone. I'll type your title for you. And so...
Hey, listen!
The menu's the least readable. Okay, good. And so Novell had the opportunity to put whatever he wanted for the title. But it sounds like he followed my instructions, which... good. Hello, Wolfies. Welcome. We're gonna look at pretty art today. Like, I look at a visual novel trailer and I see animation and I'm in. Like, sign me up. In. It's really all it takes. Is just show me some pretty art and I'm there. Although, speaking of, Frieren is really fucking good. Like, really, really good. Like, I'm a little blown away by the animation. Hello, Yosuke. Welcome. It's been a while since I've seen such good action animation, honestly. These last few episodes in particular have been insanely impressive. Also, it's just kind of like a class act. This is stylized like an anime. It has 5 episodes at the start of each episode. It plays the OP with an ED at the end, and there's an eye catch at the middle. I love that! Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Every day of my life, backspace. Every day of my life. It never ends. Anyway, everyone should probably watch Frieren. I'm insanely impressed with it. And I'm not someone who likes those types of fantasy settings. They genuinely put me off. Like, I don't like the elves and the magic and the mana and all that stuff. It's very hard for me to get invested into something like that, so I think that speaks highly of Frieren. Gonna drink some more water, and then I'm gonna start. Because I don't know how... What is it about? I don't know. I looked at the Steam page after Gab told me about it, and the rest was history. All I need is to be shown pretty art. Well, hello, Despair. Hello and goodbye, Despair? I've got to finish Fusion's commission. I'll probably work on it more tonight. Maybe Pretty Game will inspire art. That's usually how it works for me. That's so cute! Resume? Yes. It's been a long journey. It's dark by the time I get out of the station. A cold breeze blows and I suddenly want to go home. This is a ghost town. It's certainly lonely enough to have earned that name. Despite my reluctance, I quickly remember why I came here. To fulfill her wish. It's a promise I have to keep. I whisper to myself, I've come to see you. Oof. That's rough, Yosuke. Good luck out there, man. Oh my god! This looks so good. So pretty. Who do they got, Poyo? I work tomorrow. If I can't log in, I guess I'm gone. Oof. That happened to Novell. They got him. Who's him? Poyo, who's him? I need to know. Hello, Pink. It's been my dream to dream. Lately, I've been sleeping all the time. But I haven't dreamed at all. I want to dream. I want to escape from reality and go elsewhere. But no matter how much I sleep, the world of dreams just won't welcome me. Have I even had a dream? I'm not quite sure myself. And thus, I'm on the precipice of awakening. My body slowly floats up from the darkness of dreamless sleep, reminding me that I do have a body, and I'm not just part of the puddle of dream goo. But I want to sleep longer. I grab a hold of sleep's tail and try to sink myself back into the goo. Oh, that's so cool! Luigi board? Something like that. Hello, Kiro. Poyo, who's him? Who's making Ted references? What year is it? When I let out a yawn and opened my eyelids, I recognized the sound of a ringing phone. So that's what woke me up. That trifling realization sent sparks flying within my brain, instantly casting aside my drowsiness. I've woken up once again. My heart feels cold, heavy, as if someone had poured icy water into the empty hole in my chest. I look outside the window. It's almost dawn. Everyone's starting to go home. The air is hurried and restless, but also somehow satisfied, overflowing with hope. And then my heart gets another degree colder. Let's go. Ah, I love that! That's so cool! The chromatic aberration is really interestingly done, because it gives the lines a really unique Technicolor look. I've never seen it done like that before, so it's super cool. They just recently released a TED TV series. Poyo, I'm just gonna pretend that you're lying. I quickly grab a change of clothes, put on my coat, and head to the door leading out of my one-room apartment. I wince at the cold sensation of the metal doorknob when I turn it. Once I walk through the hall and down the stairs, the door leads outside. We're not off to a great start. That's so cute! They're so long! It's the same outside as ever. Thick snow covers the ground. Like always, good thing I brought my boots. A cursory glance at a nearby brick fence reveals graffiti in a language foreign to me. Behind it, in the distance, are buildings covered in pastel, candy-like colors, except they're now faded and dull and ambiguous. There aren't many tall buildings. What does stand out, though, is a cylinder thrusting forth from the middle of the town, as well as the peculiar silhouette of a church in the distance that almost looks like it's got an onion on top. Oh. I don't see anything here that looks like an onion. Why would I gaslight you about Ted of all things? Clips are all over Twitter. I'm gonna pretend that you're gaslighting me, Poyo, because I just don't think that there should be a TED TV series. In any case, I've got the feeling that this isn't the place where I belong. This is a ghost town. Someone decided it'd be called that. Or rather, that's all anyone ever called it. This is a ghost town, after all. There's not much else here, so if you're not going to name the town after its inhabitants, what else are you gonna call it? It's ghosts that live here. Or rather, that's all anyone's ever called them. I think that's the only thing they're comfortable calling themselves since they live forever and are active at night. Vampires? But I guess since the like part is off-putting, they've settled on just straight up calling themselves ghosts. Naturally, I'm a ghost myself. As dawn breaks and the ghosts go home, I head out into the ghost town. The horizon's starting to turn blue, so I'm sure it'll be dawn soon enough. I love this time of night, especially the sky. I do realize that I'm kind of basic for liking something as commonplace as the sky. You know, I don't think that is basic. How many people just sit there and say to themselves, I like the sky? I don't. Well, I feel strongly about the sky since Suahimi, though. That's different from enjoying it. Watching the pitch black expanse gradually fade to navy and then to blue makes me feel somehow both excited and relaxed. I take a step forward and get confused. What? That's so cool! I love that! That's so good. Animation is so cool. Why was I sounding so gloomy? I often space out and lose track of what I was thinking. Me too. I've been like this for longer than I can remember. I feel like a broken machine. If only I could keep these sad thoughts away, not once have I ever been able to stop them. I start digging through my memory to try and remember what started that gloomy train of thought and walk outside, half asleep. My feet just started walking on their own. Someone once said that the subconscious part of the mind is larger than the conscious one. I passed through the small gate of the similarly small apartment complex. There are many footprints left in the snow, but they're all footprints heading home in the opposite direction that I'm headed. It seems that lonely thought has set my memory into motion. I remember now. Once again, I felt a dream. Then I got a phone call from that girl, which woke me up. I couldn't sit still, so I went outside. Little pixel! Do you like the color of the sky? No. No, I can't say I do. I hate the sky. I'm always expecting gravity to invert and I go floating up into oblivion. Well, that sounds awesome, Kiro! Shouldn't you love the sky? It's a lot of humor that flies by today's standards. I'm surprised it's doing well. This game is distracting me, but it's motivating me to art, so I'm gonna use that to art. Hell yeah. I wish I didn't remember that. I suppose when you've forgotten something, it's human nature to try and remember it. The need to remember may not be at the top of the hierarchy of needs, but it's definitely pretty high. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't, I muttered to myself as I tread through the snow. What a cute little town! When I reached the road, the snow has already been cleared, making it much easier to walk. There's not another soul on the road. I can feel the gaze of ghosts from inside their buildings. I can't say I like it, but it's better than seeing them face to face. There are many ghosts in this town, but as someone who currently doesn't have any friends, my one and only hobby is to walk around town early in the morning like this. It's nostalgic, melancholic, and yet somewhat exciting. That's how I always feel when I go for these walks. I walk through the shabby backdrop of the city streets until I turn the corner, and the scenery changes ever so slightly. I've reached the plaza in the middle of town. There are benches placed here and there, as well as the signboard of a cafe with a full view of the plaza. But it's not exactly a place with a calm and relaxing atmosphere. And that's due to the overwhelming presence of something that's the opposite of calm and relaxing. Yeah? Oh, yeah? Uh-huh. In the center of the plaza is the indiscernible stone wreckage of what probably used to be a fountain, and sticking out of it is a gigantic metal cylinder with fins. It's been there for ages. Its silhouette is simple and clear. You could have just... I'm not gonna say it. So too is its purpose: destruction, complete and utter destruction. There is no mistaking it. That looks so cool! There's no mistaking it. It's a missile. I have no way of knowing what sort of missile it is, but the fact of the matter is that it's a missile. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't know how long this town's history goes, but ever since it became a ghost town, the missile's been there, apparently. Since it hasn't exploded, it's probably a dud. And strangely enough, the missile is packed with the names of the town's ghosts etched all over its surface, like some sort of memorial. Naturally, my name's on there too. I have no memory of writing it there, and yet there it is, like a signature on a shady contract I've been deceived into signing. Maybe I'd be a little proud to have my name here if I liked this town, but since I don't, it doesn't make me happy at all. Instead, it makes me feel like I've been bound to this depressing place, so if anything, I find it disgusting. Sukiya, kick! I don't think she said that with so much enthusiasm. I take 2 or 3 steps back, get a running start, and give the missile a good kick. Specifically, I aim at the spot where my name is written. Someone speaks up from behind me. You idiot! What if it explodes? Shocked, I turn around to see a red-headed girl I recognize. She's a person, or rather a ghost, I'd rather not run into. Eep. That's so cute. That's one thing I haven't forgotten. God, it's not like I did anything. I like the little Animal Crossing sounds. She may not have done anything, but I have, so I don't know what to say. Obviously, I'm not expecting her to do anything in retaliation, and it's not like I hate her or anything. But I don't know what I've done. Maybe it was some kind of taboo. Ow. All I can do is let out a pathetic groan. Hey, wait! I turn around and make a break for it. I run shamelessly, waving around my arms and legs. Anya, that redhead, appeared right behind me, so I have no choice but to make a loop around the town. That's roughly shaped like a circle in order to get back home. I try to run fast, but my body just doesn't feel like it. I keep tripping and almost cry every time, but before I realize it, I'm back home. When I close the door behind me, I finally snap out of it. I can almost feel the wind blowing through my stomach. Now that I think about it, I haven't eaten anything in a long time. Well, it's not like I'm gonna die or anything. Yes? Yes, ma'am? Okay. When I toss my coat off by the door, it starts melting from the bottom hem up. That's cool. Like when an orange peel eats through a piece of styrofoam. Is that an experience that most people have? It bubbles, melts, and forms droplets. Ugh. The boots I tossed by the bed melt too, leaving behind useless heels and soles. Ugh. And by the time I toss myself onto the bed, even my feet start to melt. Even ghosts feel pain. Once the skin melts off, it exposes muscle that gets dry and stiff upon contact with the air. It hurts. The smallest flicker of air in the room causes me unbearable pain, as if rubbing irritants on open wounds. Ghosts can't survive the morning sun. The reason I kept tripping over myself on the way here may have been a result of losing part of my leg muscles. Thinking about that possibility helps distract me a little from the pain. So yeah, literal ghost town. That's what I figured. I figured it would be a literal ghost town, which I'm very into. Hello, RC. Welcome to something very pretty. But it's not as much a problem as it may seem. It's no big deal, really. Nothing dies in this town. Just leave it alone for a while, and everything will be back to how it should be. To sleep is to temporarily lend your body to the darkness of slumber. By the time I wake up, my body will be back to normal. My legs will have healed and won't hurt anymore, hopefully. It's so pretty! It sure hurts. I speak up, even though I know there's nobody there to respond. It's okay, I talk to myself all the time. I probably sound like an insane person. Well, it'd be nice if there was someone to respond, someone to sympathize with my pain. Maybe I'm a little lonely. Did a teardrop fall onto my pillow, or was it just my imagination? My eyes fall shut before I can find out. That's so cool! That's so cool! I love animation. Even just a little looping animation like this has a lot of impact in a visual novel. It's really, really nice to see things that take advantage of being a visual novel. I can see a town off into the distance. I'm heading there at full speed. To the left and right is nothing but an endless snow desert. Up ahead, railroad tracks stretch far into the distance. Behind me, the railroad tries to blur together. Ties blur together, which is a sign that we must be going pretty fast. At this speed, I should be feeling the wind onto my skin, but I don't feel a thing on my body. It's only now that I realize I don't even have a body at all. Without a body, I exist as nothing more than a perspective. A perspective that's somehow chugging along the railroad like a train. Without a body, I don't get tired, so I just aimlessly watch the scenery flow by. That sounds like a good life to me. Release me from my meat prison. Once I'm about a few kilometers away from the town, I finally recognize it. That's the town I live in. That's a bit of a relief, at least it's not some strange, unknown territory. Before long, my trained self will arrive at the station. But as I gradually slow down, my body doesn't feel a thing, not even momentum. Suddenly, my perspective switches, as if someone had turned the tuning dial on an old analog radio. My new perspective is facing the doors inside a train. I'm already at the station. The doors open automatically. Fantastic. Wonderful, even. There stands a girl. She pulls the corners of her mouth to the sides as if to say blah before telling me, "Welcome!" Welcome. I've lived here for a long time, so I don't need anyone to welcome me. What's even going on? I try to tell her those things, but I can't speak at all. By the time I wake up, it's completely dark outside. Ghosts are nocturnal creatures, and thus the town's bustling with liveliness. No dreams again. Are we sure about that? The pain in my legs and the damage to my clothes have both vanished as if nothing had happened. I'm just a little relieved. I think I woke up much earlier than usual. I check outside the window again as part of my daily habit to see how much time is left before sunrise. We need to talk. I haven't seen that electric bulletin board before. It looks pretty haphazardly made, too. There's wires poking out and duct tape stuck on here and there. It's probably handmade. It's been lazily stuck on the wall of a building facing my apartment. I've got a hunch as to who put it there. Almost everything in the world can be fixed with a little duct tape. I can still vividly remember her voice, but maybe that's because I actually heard her voice just yesterday. Bring. Well, I couldn't afford a phone sound. The phone starts to ring, right on cue. I check to see if my socks are on and if my boots and coat are there. I comb my hair with my fingers, but it'll probably just get messy again. It's not like I've got time to fix it properly, though. I'm off. I turn the doorknob and pull hard. Pacifica? What, like Gravity Falls? Blonde, too. When I open the door, I see a ghost standing in the common area of the apartment hallway. Is she a grown-up child? Or a childish adult? By appearances, she could go either way. But if you ask me, I know she's the former. I think she's beautiful. Yoo-hoo! Even as she starts talking, she doesn't stop filing her nails. She's number 2 on my list of people I'd rather not see right now. If it's not obvious, number 1 on the list is that red-headed girl, the ghost named Anya. Pacifica.
Long time no see, Sayoko.
When I hear her somewhat friendly tone, it takes everything I have to keep my mind from unraveling. Pacifica's very smart. I get the feeling that all of this was part of those girls' plan to get me. Those two know me. Probably have for far longer than I've known them. I need to go on a walk. I know I can't oppose her, but I know I can't just not oppose her either.
Listen to what I have to say and you can go on as many walks as you'd like.
I'm getting dizzy. Pacifica speaks softly, but has a firm fortitude. I love the word fortitude. It really is Pacifica. That's what I'm saying. I bet she's rich, too. I don't think anyone can meaningfully oppose her in any way. The phone keeps ringing behind the door. I just shut. It's kind of nauseating. But
I'm sure you'll find what I have to say quite interesting.
it's not like I don't want to hear it, but why me?
Please don't get the wrong idea. I just need help.
Help. Pacifica takes a step forward, closing the distance between us. My body tenses up. I can't be sure she isn't carrying a knife, not like she isn't allowed to. Whatever, I'll just put up with it for now. It's not like I'll die or anything. Heir to the Mud Flap Factory. I'm reading through. I assume that's Yu Yu Hakusho at the moment. Unsure if I should spoil fully, but I am in the finals of the tournament. How goes it? It's going great because I'm looking at a beautiful visual novel, and that's all I need to make my day better. How are you, Ace? And I don't know if anybody cares about Yu Yu Hakusho being spoiled. It's a pretty old show. As I let my thoughts run wild, I suddenly smell something sweet, something relaxing.
A new ghost has arrived.
Pacifica brings her face up close and whispers in my ear. It sends shivers down my spine, blowing away both the nausea and the sleepiness. A new ghost? Pacifica's breath tickles my earlobe. The tips of my toes tingle and my shoulders freeze in place. Oh yeah, I guess ghosts breathe too, huh?
Not so loud, it's still a secret.
Don't whisper in my ear.
Like I said, not so loud.
Pacifica's only whispering in my ear for secrecy's sake, but my ears are so sensitive I can't focus on what she's saying. Okay, I'll listen. I'll hear you out at least.
Really? Thank you. I thought you might say that. May I come into your room? Let's have a private talk, woman to woman.
Pacifica gently smiles from ear to ear like a flower blooming. I feel guilty thinking that there's nothing about me that deserves a smile like that. I've got an inferiority complex about how I'll never be able to smile like that. Those two thoughts gouge out my heart.
Pardon the intrusion.
Good night, RC. It's an old show, yet I'm reading it for the first time. Curious. RC had a whole moment there. I just looked away for a little while, damn. Since I haven't even locked the door yet, Pacifica opens it on her own and starts to walk in, but then stops in place. Whoa. Pacifica?
I mustn't forget my ninja manners.
Ninja. Before she crosses the threshold into my room, Pacifica places her hands together and bows. What's up with that?
I heard this was a ninja custom.
That's news to me.
No way.
Apparently I'd become known. This song is so cute! House Novell, I'm sure he's thankful that he has a day off from streaming. I'm just gonna take a minute to appreciate this song. It's very cute. I can't confirm or deny that, Ace. I know next to nothing about this. He has a day off every other. Well, now he has at least 2 days off in a row. But hey, if it means that I get to sit down with a visual novel like this, then I am not complaining. That's kind of concerning in its own right, but for some reason it feels oddly satisfying to see Pacifica blush. It's a pleasant sight, I guess. Upon entering the room, Pacifica makes a beeline for the phone and picks it up. She simply says, "Yes, it's me. Yes, that's right. Yes, please wait. Goodbye." And then hangs up.
I brought you something. Sorry, but could you boil some water?
I place the pot on the stove and return to the table. Pacifica takes a bottle of instant coffee out of her handbag. I would be so pissed if someone brought me instant coffee. Try rewinding to see how it looks. That's great. I love that. Also, I caught up to My Hero Academia, tunneling my way through and ignoring the fandom. I have dropped My Hero, I don't know how many seasons ago, but I've simply decided that it's not good anymore, and I don't like it. I place the pot on the stove and return to the table. Pacifica takes a bottle of instant coffee out of her handbag. She then takes out a tin of preserved biscuits.
What's wrong, Sayoko?
I was thinking that this is what I had for my last meal, too.
You mean when Anya made a mess on the crotch of her plain Jane overalls?
Probably, yeah.
How long ago was that?
No idea. Well, I haven't had much of an appetite. It's not like I'll die anyway.
My goodness.
As I boil the water, I listen to Pacifica scold me, saying that I should take better care of myself and that it's not a matter of living or dying. And soon enough, 2 cups of coffee are ready. Straight down the drain. I've never had good instant coffee. I don't believe it's real. I don't believe there is good instant coffee. But there are some places where instant coffee is just kind of the norm. It's ridiculous. Just get a coffee maker. Just even pre-ground beans are better than that. Boil some water. Put a coffee filter. Do a pour over. I don't know. She unseals the biscuit tin with a tug of the pull tab. Seems like a fairly decent meal to me.
So, about that new ghost.
I didn't realize the town could even get new ghosts.
Of course it can't, or at least it shouldn't. That's what makes it such a mystery.
The town has always had a set number of ghosts. 1,024, to be exact. That number has never increased nor decreased. Nobody's ever said anything about it, but I had figured it was some sort of eternal rule. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it feels like adding one more ghost won't make much of a difference. Maybe someone decided 1,025 was a nice number.
She's a girl around your age, Sayoko.
I see. For some reason, my heart skips a beat. A second later, my chest feels somewhat warm, somewhat numb. In one word, I feel fidgety.
So anyway, I thought we should throw her a welcome party.
Pacifica just couldn't resist laughing. It looks like she'd read my mind. It's like she knows me better than I know myself, but does she know what this feeling is exactly?
We have to throw her one, especially due to the circumstances.
What circumstances?
The church is examining her. She'll most likely be tired once they release her. So we have to show her a fun time to make up for it.
Ooh, spooky church. The church. The town's biggest congregation of ghosts. It also serves as a peacekeeping organization. I don't like it when churches are peacekeeping. It's never good. Never a good sign. Headed by a priest, they do policing and politics, and thus the priest is more like the town mayor. Yeah, that's not good. Very few ghosts know what goes on in the church, but Pacifica's a pretty influential ghost as far as they go. So I guess she got that information from an inside source. The church still does things like that, huh? Some sort of immigration inspection, I suppose, but is that really necessary? It sounds like they're just doing it because they want to. I hate the church. Amen! Sayoko is my kind of girl. Imagine dying and keeping up religion honestly. Just quit it. Just give up. Particularly their attitude. Even after the townspeople became town's ghosts and overcame death, the church still wants to control people under the guise of politics. It's almost like the ghosts are pretending to be alive, and it's so forced. I feel like there's other things that bother me about them, but the anger makes my head feel hazy. Like, yeah, my head always feels hazy, but you know what I mean. I love that she has thoughts inside of her thoughts. Just like me. So I can't even remember what it is I'm angry about.
You still hate the church, I see. Well, I do too.
I love them both. Those guys are poop. Language, Sayoko. Language!
Church is poop!
Poop is church! The two of us laugh like two boys in uniform, merrymaking while oozing with pure, unadulterated youth. Youth, that's not exactly a word that I can relate to.
So, Sayoko, will you help me out?
Okay, I'll help if I can. Thank you, I'm so happy! When Pacifica hugs me tight, my body stiffens. There's nothing I can do.
I figured I needed some opportunity to do this, so I've been waiting for a long time. I'm so happy I could talk to you like this.
Pacifica talks earnestly between sobs. That's right, while she may act overly mature sometimes, that's all it is. An act. Everyone who's close to her knows this. I remember more than I thought. I feel happy that I remember, but it also feels odd that she's got some attachment to me. It's a swirl of emotions like a spinning barbershop pole. Pacifica's as gentle as ever. She hasn't changed, but what about me? I feel like I've changed a little. The same way milk changes after its expiration date. A change you can smell with a single whiff. I can't go back to being me. I suppose that's how I'd describe the way I feel. That just screams trauma, right? Like, there... Sayoko is most certainly traumatized.
I guess I was just looking for an excuse. You've always been so close. I just needed a little courage to speak out to you.
Ow. There's nothing I can say. Being touched makes me feel safe.
I don't want to let you go, ever again.
But at the same time, it also makes me anxious. After all, I have no idea how I can ever repay someone who makes me feel this happy. If I get too comfortable taking advantage of her kindness, she might start to hate me. And I don't want her to hate me. I can't find the words to say. With just a simple hug, all of these feelings are revolving around inside me. I'm just so afraid that I'll end up crushing this moment into dust. And just like that, the happiness faded away completely, leaving nothing but coarse anxiety coursing through my heart. Am I just not used to dealing with kindness?
Huh?
Pacifica suddenly lets go, and for a second, I fear that my worst fear had come true, but the reality is slightly different. You got a big storm coming? Oh, I bet I do. Well, is this the ship, Poyo? You just want them to hurry up and make out?
Sorry, Sayoko, but,
What is it?
are you showering properly? You, kinda smell like spoiled milk.
Oh, now that you mention it, I haven't showered since the other day.
Which other day?
You know, when Anya spilled coffee on those ugly overalls of hers.
The poop talked!
Pacifica leaps backwards away from me. There's a look of fear on her face that she probably wouldn't want anyone else to see normally. Well, I mean, if nobody's gonna come see me and the air's not humid, then why bother showering? What happens if I don't want to let you go ever again?
Who asked you, you 100-year-old poop?
It's been 100 years. The very concept of a calendar has disappeared from this town, so time has become incredibly ambiguous. Individually, a day is simple to track, but as the days pile up, it's impossible to keep track of months and years. You'd have an easier time counting the sand in the desert of snow. In the desert of snow surrounding this town, one grain at a time. If you think about it, I suppose it's not normal to go this long without showering, huh? We got a stinky girl! Maybe I really have changed. Am I trying to reclaim myself?
Take a shower now!
It's okay! My fear of being separated from Pacifica turns into fear of Pacifica herself. I stop thinking, grab a towel, and head to the bathroom as quickly as possible. Girl fell, we love that. Oh my god! That's so cute! Oh my god! Is that Animal Crossing speech? That's what I said, Ryosuke. Although, speaking of, system menu. Okay, yeah, I need to save. Oh, it auto saves? That's crazy. That's awesome. I love this. The little sound? It's almost dawn. Hello, Fusion. I hope you had fun playing with your little pocket monsters, Fusion. Sayoko has had a falling out with the other girls, and the last time she showered or ate was before that. Woof. You know, it's like that sometimes. I don't think I've ever gone outside around that time before. The snow seems a little soft and hard to walk on, perhaps due to the rising temperature.
Oh, Sayoko!
Pacifica? Looks like I wasn't the only one called here. I see. I guess that makes sense. Time has come. Normalize not showering for 100 years. It'll save water! It'll be good for the environment! One of the lights in the background actually flickers. Hold on a second. That's great. This whole thing is super cute. I love it. I love it. I love their little string bean limbs. I love how tall they are. They're so long. This is so cute. I love this. Is it done?
I wonder.
I can't wait. Pacifica nods and weighs her words for a while, and then...
If you can't wait, then let's hurry.
Hey! I chase after Pacifica when she breaks into a run. It's my first outing at dawn. We dash as if swimming through the pristine air. Main Street looks so different compared to how it normally does. It's like a quiet, still pond. And just as how a skipping stone makes ripples in a still pond, our footsteps and Pacifica's laughter break the silence. Let me know if that's too loud. Speedrun. Also, I got this one app on my TV for this free TV and movie service. It's pretty alright, but I found something on there that I think you'd be very intrigued by. Check DMs. When was the last time you took a shower? Today. I took one this morning. I am a morning showerer. Let's see. A lesbian rock group embarks on a wild road trip to compete in a battle of the bands filled with bizarre encounters with cyborgs, gangs, and ninjas. Sign me up. Today, Poyo. Today. I exfoliated and everything. I'm excited.
Not that I mind, but why are you out of breath?
We take one turn off of Main Street and reach a workshop garage. Anya looks at us as she sits on a garbage can placed in front of the closed shutters, swinging her legs around. Oh, hi. Yo.
Oh, guten Morgen.
Huh? The two of us laugh when we see Anya's confused face. Anya looks to be about my age, so I don't use formal words with her. Pacifica seems to be older than me, so I've ended up using formal words with her. But not because I'm trying to keep my distance from her or anything. And it's not like I don't respect Anya either.
Do those greetings mean anything?
Not really, Poop.
You starting something?
Well, this is how things usually go. Though something special's waiting just around the corner, that doesn't mean things will suddenly change between us.
Whatever. I'm tired, so let's get down to business.
Anya sighs. Her face does look a little tired, and her posture doesn't show any enthusiasm at all either.
So, is it done? Is it done or is it not? What do you think?
The way her eyes light up with confidence already spoils the answer to that question.
It's done, I did it! Wanna see? You wanna see?
I want to see it. I grab Anya by the shoulder when I say that. We have both lost our cool. Anya chuckles to herself and pulls the remote out of her pocket.
Time for the big reveal. Clack, clack, clack. Wee, wee, gashonk.
I have to try. I'm not good at making sound effects. You may have seen I got 2 more model kits. Hell yeah. I am this close to getting into making dolls. I've bookmarked all the pages. I just have to pull the trigger on it all. I really want to learn how to sculpt and do all that cool stuff. It just seems like so much fun. Those are adjacent hobbies. Get a Gridman model kit instead. I mean, that'd probably be like, if it's blank, it's probably a good place to start learning how to paint and all that stuff. My cousin was super into those. Just complete model kits where you had to do all the painting and all that fun stuff. The shutters open, revealing a large, box-shaped silhouette inside the dark garage.
Ta-da!
There it is. Our hope. What is it? Our first weapon. This one's for the books. A squarish armored vehicle, at least that's what it probably is. That's amazing, Anya.
Indeed, I'm impressed.
We walk inside the large, spacious garage storing the armored vehicle and pat its frame. I'm not a car person, but I can tell that it's a reliable machine. The armor looks like it could deflect a few bullets, and the big fat tires look like they could handle any terrain. In the snow like that, you might want to put some chains on it anyway. It would not be blank, at least not the ones I know of. Though a lot of people do like to paint already colored model kits anyways, to be as accurate as possible. Yeah, that is also an option. I doubt you could get anywhere in the snow desert surrounding the city without something like this.
Well, it's an honor to hear that, thanks.
Anya's an apprentice at the local town repair workshop. Though I feel like this is the first time her career skills have proven useful to us since we first got to know each other. I didn't think a repair worker like Anya could create something so impressive. It's amazing, that's all I can say. You think we can leave with this thing? Oh, are they trying to escape? I mean, if I was them, that's exactly what I would do too, but I like that premise. I mutter as Anya shows us inside the car.
We sure can. It certainly seems so.
Our goal, or rather our dream, I suppose, is to leave this city. Or to be more accurate, it's to head to my home country, which may or may not be on the other side. My friends and I have been working day in and day out towards that goal. No idea how far we'll get to go, but I made sure we can pack a lot of food and stuff. Should we bring board games and stuff too?
Wouldn't it be too bumpy of a ride for board games? Oh, good point. Boy, am I tired. Time to sleep.
Anya lies down on the hard concrete garage floor. I look outside the window. Sure enough, the sun's almost fully risen. Ghosts always get sleepy in the morning. I can barely stay awake up until early morning, but even that's cutting it close.
No fair. Me too.
Pacifica lies down next to the already half-asleep Anya and curls up. They look so comfortable, it makes me want to lie down next to them too, but there's something I have to do before that. I get the garage shutter remote, and I also pick up a thick blanket that Anya must have gotten ready for this little sleepover. Hey, come on, it's going to be cold if you just go to sleep like that. It's not like ghosts can't catch colds. Oh, no, it's not like ghosts can catch colds. Let's say they can't catch colds. That's ridiculous. But they do feel cold, and even though they're wearing coats, the floor is likely to grow cold. I press the button on the remote, and the shutter shuts with a rattle. I lie down on the concrete floor and loosely spread out the blanket. That's so cute. I love how it connects. Say, Anya.
What?
Did your boss help you?
Not really.
It doesn't matter either way, but... Huh? Are you pretending to sleep? Z. Well, whatever. We share our warmth underneath the blanket as we drift off into sleep. Eventually, our consciousness melts as we all enter one dream. If only a dream like that's more like a pipe dream. A dream like that's a dream? Drip. And with that last thought, I sink deep down into the ocean of sleep. My vision blurs as if crossing the surface of the water. My eyelids are heavy, so heavy they start to sink. They start to sink by themselves. But right before they close, in the sliver of my dim vision...
Conglomerationality? Conglomerationality!
Who's that? We walk around the street at night. In other words, during peak ghost activity hours. I never thought I'd walk around the streets underneath a pitch black sky again.
You don't have to be so nervous, you know?
Sorry, but what? I can't find the words to continue. Our conversation fades into the air like smoke. Once I finish taking a shower, Pacifica said, let's go to the station. I'm not sure going there will help us prepare the welcome party for the new ghost. But the fact that the station's such a far walk away from my home doesn't help my enthusiasm either. My worst fears turn out to be accurate. Every ghost we come across gets out of the way when they see us, or rather, when they see me. And it's clearly not out of kindness nor respect. The ghosts fear me. Complex emotions weigh down my heart. Resignation, I don't blame you. Sadness, don't look at me like that. Indignation, you're already dead. What do you even have to fear? I hate this. Unable to describe my jumbled up feelings, I say something embarrassingly ambiguous.
I don't know if I should be apologizing, but I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't blaming you or anything, Pacifica. Though Pacifica smiles, her eyes narrow. A sign that I haven't cleared up the misunderstanding. I curse my poor language skills. Oh, I saw the flickering light. Mizuki AI Somnium? Oh my god, you're right.
Can you hold my bag?
This place is cool. I like this place. I nod absent-mindedly and take Pacifica's handbag. The station's pretty big. It must have been an ostentatious, oh, fancy building in its heyday. But it's hard to imagine what it used to look like now that it's an abandoned wreck. Most of the lights are broken, so it's incredibly dark outside. Inside? It's not impossible to walk here if you try hard enough, but it makes me wish I had a light. The few lights that remain intact are enough of a hindrance that your eyes can't adjust to the darkness, so anything that's in the shadows is completely dark. Pacifica strikes a match and lights an old-fashioned lamp. Pacifica's rich enough. She is rich! Why is this just Pacifica? Rich enough to buy a high-luminance LED lamps or expensive high-powered wearable lights, or at least I think she is, but for some reason she's using a lamp. Has she always been like that? I don't remember. I feel like there's a memory like that locked away somewhere in my brain. Feels odd, but it doesn't matter. The station appears to have been a terminal, at least that's the conclusion I've come to, seeing as all the railroad tracks only come in from one direction. It seems kind of fitting for a ghost town to be a dead end. At least that's what I think. I follow behind Pacifica from the front entrance to the platforms. There's not a star to be seen in the sky above the cracked ceiling. I see a single point of light up ahead. It sways slightly. Oh my god, I don't know how to read. Several dozen meters ahead. Please speak American. There stands a young red-headed girl. Yes, she looks nothing but young. Her name is Anya, a ghost who I used to be friends with just as much as with Pacifica.
Sorry for the wait.
Doesn't matter. You took your time, though. You run into any problems? Each time Anya's body sways, the float light hovering a little less than a meter above her head sways with it. I'm not sure how that thing works, but it makes her look kind of funny. It's like an angel halo. I mean, doesn't that seem funny? A ghost cosplaying as an angel? You know what? That is kind of funny, Sayoko. You're very clever. I don't know how popular Gravity Falls is in Japan, though. Probably not very. But you never know. There might be, like, you know, a few fans. I mean, there must be, right? Gravity Falls is great.
I had Sayoko take a shower.
Hold on, I gotta listen to the music real quick. This is cool. Such a great little collage of sounds. I love that. Oh, I see. I stay silent. I decide not to say anything unless spoken to. Long time no see. Yes, I guess so.
Looks like I win this time.
Whatever. Passy? It's not like I wanted to win anyway.
And I didn't want to lose, Anster.
Hamster just doesn't sound right. I don't like either of these nicknames. The two of them exchange playful banter, but Anya's face looks a little stiff since I'm here. These two are my only real connection to the town. Judging from what they said, I guess the two of them were betting to see who could drag me out of my room first. But I'm not enough of an idiot that I'd say something like, "Don't use me as a pawn in your games, you two." It's necessary to just accept these sorts of things if you want to revive interpersonal relationships that have remained stagnant for years, or even longer.
Okay, Sayoko, let's head to the garbage dump.
Why the garbage dump? I want to ask, but instead I stay silent. I don't want to disappoint them. Despite the things I say, I dream of reviving our friendship. Okay, let's go. Going dumpster diving? A slight shadow seems to cast itself over Anya's face when I say that. It's a little frightening. Did I do something wrong? Guess there's no use dwelling on it. Alrighty. Anya claps her hands twice, and the float light above her head changes from an angelic halo to a shining sun. It's so bright it makes me squint.
That's so bright, maybe a little too bright?
This thing's a cheap model, so it's only got 2 brightness levels, but I figure this should be plenty for picking up garbage.
That's true. Good job, you're a real engineering advisor.
I don't mind being an engineering advisor, but why don't you just shop around at stores? Don't you have money?
Isn't it obvious?
Well, I guess. Anya shrugs as Pacifica starts walking ahead.
It's so cute! It's so cute! Hello, Blackjack.
It's not morning. What are you talking about, Blackjack? Alright, that's well, technically 3. No, only 2 languages. 2 languages, Blackjack. Let's get a 3rd one in here, and it can't be English. Chop chop. Once my eyes adjust to the light, I follow behind, so does Anya. We didn't make eye contact, but you could say we're on the same wavelength. Whenever Anya moves, her miniature sun always sways, causing the shadows cast by rubble, signs, and pillars to stretch and shrink.
Let me explain from the beginning. The needle on the compass points
North. Wait, someone get Novell. He needs this lesson. Someone summon RC for French? No, he had to leave because this is a visual novel, so he had to go to bed.
I know. Oh, you really know your stuff, Anastasia.
Don't call me Anastasia.
But that's what Anya's short for, isn't it?
Hell no, don't just make stuff up.
But it's cute, like you're a princess.
That's exactly why I hate it. Don't you dare try to make it a thing. We quickly backtrack the way we came. Thanks to the intense light, it's much easier this time. There we go. You know, in retrospect, I was definitely right with what I said about Misato. Wait, what'd you say about Misato? And where's the ghost girls? They'll show up eventually. In the meantime, just enjoy this really pretty stretch of white. Sans, you missed such a pretty visual novel! There's animation, Sans! It's still pitch black outside the station. I get a little dizzy thinking about how long the night is. Anya claps her hands twice, and the light fades. The light's mechanical core plops onto the ground. What a convenient little thing. Probably too expensive for me to afford, though. Again, I guess I can't afford anything since I don't have a job.
Apparently the new girl's being interrogated at the church.
Also, the church sucks. I'm sure there will be more animation, Sans. I had to miss the first hour wrestling and whatnot. Valid.
Yeah, I know. That's all we know. I'm thinking that even after she gets released, her reputation with the church will remain sensitive.
And
if we go shopping for her, it may sour the shop's reputation with the church.
Oh.
Maybe it's different with your shop, but things could get complicated with other shops due to the church's strong influence on the economy.
This is sounding too much like the real world. The ghost world should be different. I am with Sayoko and Pacifica. The church is poop. The church sucks just like real life. That's what I'm saying, Sans. I feel when people are dead and have no need for food, but there's still capitalism. At least there's no rent, apparently. Well, they got that going for them. I hate rent and how it eats up most of our income.
It's important that we care for the new girl, but we shouldn't cause trouble for other people either, right?
Pacifica breaks into a smile. I like the smile way more than that flawless forced smile she makes sometimes.
Who cares? Rude.
Shut up. Ah, I love that! As those two talk, we eventually reach the garbage dump. It's near the station, so it doesn't take long. Now that I know the garbage dump was our destination, I guess it makes sense why we met up in the empty station. It's the perfect meeting place for an outcast like me. It's easy to think when you don't talk.
Isn't that right, Sayoko?
Huh?
I was just saying it's been years since we've walked around like this.
I suppose so. They're so cute. I'm already super attached to all the characters. Nothing bad will happen to them, right? Like, I'm sure they're already dead, so they can't die, just like Sayoko says. So, Sans, I would highly advise you go watch the first half when you have a chance, because there's lots of really cool stuff there, and it's really good. Okay, so yeah, they're in a ghost town. They're all already dead. This really interesting thing happens where they kind of just melt in the morning, which is really cool and interesting. And there's a giant missile in the middle of the town that's just kind of there. They don't know why. It has all their names on it. It's very fascinating and interesting. The church is clearly evil. There's never any new ghosts. Then the old ghosts always stay. No one comes or goes, but there's a new one, and that's really interesting. Anyway, I'm super into this. Well, duh, Sans. How'd you look at that? Anya's facial expression changed again, I think. I guess I can still tick her off, even talking as little as possible. It's been hundreds of years, hasn't it?
Has it been that long?
I think so.
Okay, then let's go with 9,999 years.
I don't get why that quip's gotten so popular. I don't like it one bit. This conversation is reassuring in two ways. First, it's reassuring to know that my presence doesn't immediately ruin the mood. And second, it's reassuring to know that I'm not the only one who lacks a sense of time. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard anyone else talk about it. But maybe I just don't remember. My memory's pretty much just a vague puddle in the back of my skull. Maybe it's because it's just common knowledge. Maybe I've even forgotten what common knowledge is.
Sayoko?
Yes? Pacifica's voice snaps my inward focused consciousness back to reality. When I snap back to reality, there's a tall chain-link fence standing before us. Part of it is made to open like a door. It's the entrance to the garbage dump. It doesn't look like it's locked, so we easily get inside.
It's not like this place is off limits or anything, right?
Nah, garbage collection isn't like exclusive merchants.
Garbage collection isn't like exclusive merchants or something. The boss and I come here for parts sometimes too. Really? Have you been here, Sayoko?
I come here occasionally. The garbage dump is the alpha and the omega of this town. From garbage you come, and to garbage you shall return. Sayoko's just like me. It's almost the opposite functionality of a real garbage dump. Ghosts can't keep more than what they need. Any excess, be it accessories or furniture, suddenly disappears when forgotten. And just as suddenly, those things appear here at the garbage dump. You have your favorite thing, it disappears, and you have to go back to the garbage dump to get it every time. Ugh, being a ghost doesn't sound that convenient, although I'll still do it if I don't have to pay rent. That's why this place might not actually be a real garbage dump. It's the same thing with ghosts, we just happen to call them that, but nobody knows if that's what they really are. But they still exist regardless.
Oh, it's so hard to find footing here. Get organized.
That's a tall order for a garbage dump. So cute! Anya turns her light on again, and as we carefully trudge over the piles of garbage. Garbage tends to end up in clumps of related items, so with that information in mind, we look for conspicuous party goods like streamers or colored pens. I find some sort of canned fish at my feet, so I pick it up and put it in my pocket. The can has the same sort of design as the biscuits I just ate, so maybe it's from the same manufacturer. That's right, even food is part of the cycle. Everything, and I mean everything, cycles back around to this garbage dump. The can of biscuits we just ate is probably back here too, biscuits and all. All of the shops Pacifica mentioned collect items from the garbage dump to process and resell. Ghosts rummage through the garbage dump and live modest lives based on their needs. Just as they always have, and probably how they always will, too. You could say that for ghosts, this place is like a bountiful ocean. And I suppose that might be why it's relaxing to come here.
Such an interesting world. I really like it.
It only disappeared because you forgot it, so it wasn't your favorite thing, clearly. Okay, fair enough. Double artificial capitalism. You know, there's an episode of Sunny Boy that enforces capitalism through pyrokinesis, which is which is a thing. Anyway, Sunny Boy's great. Everyone should watch Sunny Boy. A little over my head, but I liked it. Here you can find anything as long as it's not living. I feel like I've heard something like that somewhere before. But who was it that said it again? Just a little,
Sayoko!
I can hear the clattering of metal as my body starts to feel like it's floating in the air. Though in reality, all that happened is that the pile of garbage gave way and I lost my footing.
Look, you gotta be careful, okay?
Sorry. Unable to keep up with Anya's sudden movement, the float lamp stumbles into the garbage pile and shuts off. Not only did I lose my footing, but it's also suddenly dark, causing me to panic for a second. Anya and I are pretty much the same height, but her hands seem a little smaller than mine. I grip her hand tight and place my feet on solid ground. I keep holding her hand until my eyes get used to the dark. Sorry.
You don't have to say it twice.
I may have ticked Anya off again. My hands are sweating like crazy.
Oh, it's the car.
Excuse me.
Oh, it's the car, she murmurs.
The fallen garbage reveals what was hidden underneath. Jutting out of the pile of garbage is a rusty station wagon. There's no way this is stable footing.
That car thing was a whole ordeal. It took until morning to work on it that one time.
Only now does Anya look me in the eyes, as if peering into them. Her green eyes glow gently, like beautiful emeralds. Her hand starts to feel warm, though I guess it was always warm, and I'm only now noticing it. I relax just a little bit. What car? With one careless word, I extinguish that light. The warmth in my hand quickly fades. Oh, that shouldn't be a surprise, since she had shaken off my hand, exposing its damp surface to the cold air.
Don't you remember? Even you should.
No, wait, I remember. Honestly, we tried to leave by car, didn't we? I'm flustered. So flustered I get dizzy. I frantically search through my memories for what I should know. For what I should never forget. I remember what happened in the end, too.
You really are Sayoko, right?
Of course, I'm me. I haven't changed. I'm me, I think. But am I really? There's no way that I can't be me, right? For some reason, I'm not so confident. I'd be confident if I had something to prove my own identity, right? It's no use. My thoughts keep spilling out like snowy sand.
What, does Sayoko change into something else if you leave her alone? Like cheese?
Oh, Pacifica. I like her. Pacifica gives off a somewhat exaggerated laugh as if to say, well, she did smell like spoiled milk. If Pacifica didn't come to my rescue there, I probably would have kept on panicking forever.
Sorry, that was really out there.
No, I should apologize. We all tried to leave town together, didn't we? We used the car that you remodeled. Sorry I keep spacing out lately. I regained enough sense to avoid talking about what happened in the end. I was able to remember. I guess memories are no exception to the rule. Everything forgotten returns to this garbage dump. Perhaps even forgotten memories.
That's right, we tried to go to the other side.
Pacifica points to the ever-expansive snow desert. The garbage pile is pretty high, so you can see far into the distance from here. Right, that's why Anya remodeled the car. That was amazing. Well, my boss helped me with pretty much everything for that. I guess we're not going to touch the topic of what happened afterwards after all. Though I guess that's for the best.
Wonder if anything's on the other side. Maybe there isn't anything. But maybe there is. We'll have to go find out.
The snow desert softly sparkles as it reflects the town's light. We all look at it silently.
So about the new girl.
Pacifica breaks the silence.
I hope we can get along with her.
She sounds somewhat sad, but not reluctant. Lonely. Yes, that's the word. That's how I'd describe the look on her face.
I'm sure she'll be nice. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
This is so pretty! Anya speaks up as if to... Wait, how do you say that? Her concerns. She's got a similar look on her face. It makes me worry if I should too. They're so good. I love this kind of surreal, melancholic type of story. Everything's kind of in limbo, and there's world building. It's so good. I love it. There's still plenty of time before dawn. I'll just sit down and gaze across the desert for a while. I can't peel my eyes off the black and white horizon. It's almost spellbinding. Maybe we're on an island. A small island in the middle of a white snow desert sea. Help isn't coming. Because beyond the sea, a civilization has already fallen. Teehee. I smile at the strange thought. A smile of relief, even though the thought isn't relieving at all. I can sense Pacifica smiling, and eventually Anya smiles too, as if unable to handle the peer pressure. I guess it's obvious that I'm smiling, but it doesn't feel bad at all. I try to play it cool and keep staring out across the sea. The other two watch as well. It's a beautiful night. We may be sitting in piles of garbage, but it feels like a beautiful night nonetheless. About 60 out of 100. If I were to rate today, that's about how high I'd rate it. Only 60? Man, water is the best thing. That said, I give my rating the moment I crawl into bed, so my opinion may be a little skewed. I yawn. I sit up and take a sip of water from the plastic bottle at my bedside. Hey, I just did that! A bottle I just picked up earlier. The cold sensation passes down my throat. I let out another sigh. I'm too tired to even feel tired. I'm so tired of thinking. I don't even want to think about being tired of thinking. That's how pathetic I feel. We were able to pick up all sorts of party goods, load them into a bike trailer we found lying there, and carried them off to Pacifica's place. Ashwage? Yeah, I know what the word means. I just didn't know how it was pronounced. English and the English pronounced it wrong. I always thought it was Assuage because of her. I'm sure that there are lots of words that I say wrong because, you know, the English teacher I had also lived in Kentucky their entire life. Not necessarily a bad thing. I do still wish I hadn't trained myself out of my accent. That's the biggest mistake of my life, to be honest. Assuage? Assuage? It's someone who has taken a class of English phonetics in high school. The English language is bullshit. Amen. It's just, all of the rules are just, they don't make any sense. It's hard enough for native English speakers. I can't imagine what it's like for anybody else. Pacifica wanted to take home a small, stylish sofa, but got into a little argument with Anya, said it was out of the question. I wanted to reflect on what happened today, but the moment I lied down on my bed, I thought, nope, not happening. I try stretching, but to no avail. It only makes it worse, if anything. The intense sleepiness quickly crushes my consciousness. So quickly, I don't even have time to think about what crushing a consciousness means. Good night. Do we get to be a train again? The following is Sayoko's attempt of recalling her memories. Where's this narration coming from? Unless, you know, she started referring to herself in the third person. What do you mean, oh boy, here it comes? Gab, when I click my mouse, what's about to happen to me? 65% derives from Latin, Germanic, and then the rest is just a clusterfuck of fuck you rolls. Yeah, sounds about right. Following is Sayoko's attempt at recalling her memories. Okay, let's go. The red-headed girl steps on the gas. The car starts. An angry man in priest robes glares at the car from behind. I'm so excited. Me too. The girl with the blonde hair and the girl nuzzle their faces against each other. They're very close with each other. Anyway, look, the town. Another memory. This is so cool. In the middle of the snow desert, 3 girls. What did who? Sayo behind. Why would? Gunshot? Am I next? Sorry, but you gotta quick or... Gunshot? Gunshot? Gun? The ghosts have guns? Yet another memory, an awfully vague one. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! A black-haired girl arrives in the middle of the plaza, dragging 2 corpses behind her. Corpses of the blonde girl and the red-headed girl. The crowd gathers in the blink of an eye. Brawny men surround the black-haired girl. The red-headed girl and the blonde girl arrive on the scene, perhaps having revived at the garbage dump. The crowd makes way. The red-headed girl vomits. The blonde girl pats her on the back and breaks down crying. The corpses wither away without a sound. They mummify and fast forward, leaving nothing but bones. The man lunged at the black-haired girl. End of memory. The plaza is covered in the blood of ghosts. That's apparently what happens when ghosts, when they die. Their fleeting corpses quickly begin to wither away. They grow cold from the head down. I can't believe the beast-like roar coming out of my own mouth. Even if I try to keep it in check, the rough breathing keeps spilling out. It irritates me. In retaliation, I trample on one of the broken-necked corpses at my feet. The barely intact neck makes a nice squishing sound when I stomp through it into the ground. I look up to see Pacifica and Anya staring blankly at me. Their eyes are empty, as if they're not even looking at anything. My mind is completely blank, but I do know that I've lost everything. I try to escape. I turn my back to them and try to run away. And right behind me stands an unfamiliar girl. It's that one again.
You must be lonely.
Lonely, that's what the girl said. That's the one word I wanted to say more than anyone else. I feel as if I cried. Maybe I really did cry this time. But before I can check, the dream ends. Yeah, I remember that, Gab. Look at this! Look at that! This is so great! What? Man, they got the city pop out for this one. Oh my god? Oh my god? What? Oh, we still have 32 minutes. All right then. Hell yeah. Let's go. Episode 2. Hell yeah. Is she got this little dude at gunpoint? It's like a dream. That's supposed to mean something good, right? As in, I never expected a present like this. It's like a dream. In any case, I'm currently in a room even fancier than Pacifica's place. The fireplace is so warm. And it's a different sort of warmth compared to electric heating. I'm eating ham. We all are, actually. There's a ham as big as my head on the table, and we're eating it with gusto for some reason. The world is a silent save. It's supposed to be silent save for the clattering of tableware, the chewing of ham, and the occasional crackling of firewood. Not gonna lie, this game is really groovy. Yeah, it really is. I'm already in love. It's almost as if everything outside this room has been annihilated and the world exists only for us to eat ham. Danny DeVito would approve. And when I say us, I mean me. An unfamiliar girl and a crying nun with a bloody nose. She's the one eating the most.
Hey, listen!
Ham? Gotta get out the rum ham, dude. This situation is very much like a dream. The softness of the high pile rug seems to numb my senses. It's like a dream. I ponder that thought again. The situation we're in is indeed like a dream. But is that a good thing? It certainly doesn't feel like a good thing. At least that's what I think to myself as I prod the nun's temple with my pistol. Holy shit, Sayoko, what the hell? Ah! And we get an opening again? God, this fucking rules. Ah! Oh my god. I should have paid closer attention to the opening the first time around. God damn. Ugh, fantastic. Oh my god. I love this. I remembered something. Just that it happened. I didn't remember how I felt about it or anything. It was as if I were simply watching a slideshow in an empty audiovisual room, completely disinterested. Huh, did that happen? For real? As soon as I start to question it, my body feels like it's floating. My limbs clench to something to grab onto, and then I find myself on my bed. I'd woken up. Was that a dream? That was strange. I space out for a while, and then I remember what I have to do and get out of bed. I gotta go to Pacifica's place. Pacifica wanted to throw a welcome party for the new ghost in town, which I thought was an interesting idea. Pacifica also wanted to patch things up between me, her, and Anya. I keep burping. For real? We get an OP, eye catch, and credits for each episode. It's so cool. It is so cool. My outfit is simple. It doesn't take me long to get ready. I just need to put on my coat and I'm good to go. That's one lackadaisical. That's a good word. That's such, I love that word. Amnesiac ghost ready to go. But when I grab the doorknob, it feels much chillier than usual. I hope I can start feeling the void inside me, at least a little. Hopefully I'm not so empty that the wind blows me away. I head outside. It's been a long time since I've gone outside during peak ghost hours instead of leaving close to dawn. In fact, it's been so long I've forgotten when the last time was, which means it might as well be my first time. As expected, the ghosts are taking their distance from me. So I walk as quietly as I can, even trying to stifle the sound of my steps on the snow. I try my best to smile and be the friendliest ghost I can be. I'm trying to interact with other ghosts more, so I need to get used to it. And I need them to get used to me. I don't know if I can, but I have to try. I still hate it when people look at me, though. Even if they don't say anything, it makes my skin tingle. It's as if gazes have mass. What happened? I left for a bit? Poyo, I'm just, well, Sayoko holds a nun at gunpoint. If that's of interest to you, Poyo, you should probably just go back and watch it if I'm being real. It was pretty, fucking cool and awesome. I finally finished Baldur's Gate 3. Hell yeah, Violet. Look, it's the crazy you committed mass murder, except not really. I mean, you should, you know, Lovetown. Am I right, Sans? A little murdering for fun. Like, that's fine. Just a little murdering for fun. In fact, the gazes are kind of... Wait a minute. Wait, I didn't know it moves if I moved my mouse. Wait a minute. I could have been wiggling my mouse the whole time? Or is this new? Huh? This is so cool. Anyway, in fact, gazes are kind of like ghosts. Not exactly sure how to elaborate on that thought, but they just are. It wasn't murdering, it was trauma bonding. Well, in any case, it looks like it'll take quite a bit of time for me to get used to walking around in public. Once I take a turn off Main Street, I get to a somewhat quiet residential area. I instantly feel relieved. It's much easier for me to walk when there aren't many people around. Pacifica's house is at the end of this long street, almost there. The path to Pacifica's house requires passing through Main Street. It's always a little tough getting here. I wish Anya could have picked me up. She can drive. But ever since that incident, I think it's best not to get her in a car. You know, kind of interesting that Anya and Pacifica both are open to, like, patching things up with Sayoko, which of course makes me really interested in what really happened. Since they don't seem super torn up about it at the end of the day, you know, what with being murdered. Assuming she even did the murdering. I mean, maybe she didn't. But ever since that incident, I think it's best not to get her in a car. That said, if she still had that car and gave me a ride, that'd be nice. I know it's an unreasonable hope, and I'm free to imagine. If I can imagine things like that, then I guess I'm relatively calm. Suddenly caught off guard when someone calls out to me, I nearly jump out of my skin. And that's when I realize how careless I'd been. You got the time, little missy? Well, I don't know who's talking. A scraggly voice calls out to me like the sound of someone prying open a rusty trunk of a totaled car. It's so grating and abrupt, it makes me shiver a little. It's the old man. Yes, old man, I do have time. I give him a weird answer without thinking. How embarrassing. It's because he caught me off guard. I mean, they came back to life. Why any hard feelings? Because they were murdered? I mean, if someone killed you, you might be a little pissed off, because they can still feel pain. That has been established. I mean, what time is it? I suppose I misplaced my them there wristwatch. Yeehaw, partner. The owner of the voice is sitting on the walkway, leaning on the side of a building with his legs out. If I had to describe the old man in one word, that'd be dirty. He's literally sitting on dirt, so he looks even dirtier. It's hard to fathom it in a town like this, but he appears to be homeless. If he doesn't have a home, he probably doesn't have a bathtub either. That said, I've got both a home and a bathtub, and I rarely bathe, so I guess I'm not one to talk. So, do I look this disgusting to other people? Oof. How do I explain this? This town doesn't do clocks. The very concept of the passage of time doesn't exist here, so we don't have calendars or clocks. We just have a physiological sense of what time it is, I guess. I never really thought about it. Maybe it's just me being stupid and everyone else does indeed have clocks and schedules to keep up with. I feel kinda lonely when I think about it like that. I had no idea Imagine being a ghost and not being able to unalive yourself even if you're fed up with life. That's one of my favorite premises of, like, I mean, Higurashi. Poor Rika. I love Rika. Really connected to her, you know? I feel kind of lonely when I think about it like that. I could have sworn I had it, but now it's gone. What a bummer. It was always accurate and liable. Told me when it was waking time, lunchtime, and that time, of course. The old man's accent is so thick, it's a little hard for me to understand. When he stops talking, it gets real quiet. I can hear the bustling of Main Street in the distance. It's like the roar of waves. My ears start to ring. Honestly, I don't like talking for long. I could just run away from it all, but I want to be a good and proper ghost. So I decide to answer him honestly. I don't have a watch, so ask someone else. Please, okay, bye. I start walking before I finish talking. Holy right there! I freeze at his sudden yell. My wife said she'd be back by 3 o'clock. That's what she said. So I wait, but she ain't come. So at 3, I go look for her, but she ain't nowhere to be found. Won't my wife be back soon? The kid came back, so I think someone's holding her back, right? That priest guy was all like annoyed and such. So really, now I know, like I always ever knew. Someone must stole my them there wristwatch. I'm scared, and I've got a feeling that things are only gonna get worse. My wife said you're the culprit. Okay. He's clearly not in his right mind. I think we're somewhat alike in that way. Sayako looked at this man and said he's just like me for real, for real. His earmuffs are cute. They are! I didn't notice they had little faces! Yeehaw, partner. No, it wasn't me. We've both lost something, but I'm not sure what. It's a cruel irony to walk around looking for something when you don't even know what it is you're looking for. It's incredibly frightening to think that he and I look alike to those around us. Lie to me, why I oughta. I oughta learn you a lesson. This is great. I oughta earn you a lesson. Oh no, is she gonna have to fight a homeless man? As I give him a look of pity, I imagine the very same look being pointed at me by Pacifica or Anya. Just thinking about it is so... I lose my footing. It's been ages since I've last felt an earthquake. Obviously, it's all in my head. This town's never had an earthquake. Booyah! I don't know how to do an old man voice. For some reason, seriously, why? The elderly man strips off his clothes and lunges at me. I barely dodged, but what if I didn't react in time? I shudder at the thought. I gotta run. I slip past the elderly man and head to Main Street. It's not a place I'd like to go, but it's much better than sticking around here. I'm seriously starting to worry that I've been sealed away in a world with just me and the elderly man. I can hear rough breathing approaching from behind. I'm so dizzy I can't get proper footing. The narrow path seems like an infinite corridor. This town only has 1,024 people, so it's not surprising that the population density is low. Not sure why that thought passed through my head. Guess my brain just wants to escape from reality. The reality of being chased by an old, homeless man who's looking for his wife. How is elderly more polite than old? I don't know. By the time I leave out into the bustling Main Street, I'm out of breath despite not having run that long of a distance. I don't scream for help. I want to, but I hesitate at the last moment. The ghosts look at me with fear in their eyes since I rush so suddenly onto Main Street. I feel like this has happened before. I can suddenly feel the cold snow through my boots again. My nose tingles. The elderly man catches up to me wearing just his undershirt. Oh my god. I finally got you. Please stop already. I shout. Part of my brain, or rather part of me, says you should have just ignored him from the start. The elderly man stops and stares. Did my shouting catch him off guard? What? The old man's eyes begin to water, and it's not because of the snow. He's crying. Why am I alone? Why won't nobody love me? I shouldn't laugh, he's sad. His cries echo even louder than my shout. What's his problem? I want to know. I really do. This is really uncomfortable. It's like when someone points out something that you just can't unthink. I'm starting to get nervous here. I don't know. I avert my eyes and walk away. I've taken a bit of a detour, but Pacifica's house isn't too far away. And this time I'll make sure to ignore everyone. The elderly man stops crying when I start walking. The path clears. Crunch, crunch, the snow crackles underfoot. The ghosts chatter, their voices masked by that faint sound. I keep walking. I know the answers to your question, Lil Missy. I don't stop walking. Crunch, crunch. He's bluffing. I'll tell you the town's secrets. Crunch. Don't stop walking, you idiot. You want to know why we're here? And what exactly this town is, don't you, Lil Missy? I turn. Oh boy. I turned around, didn't I? A minor blunder? The whispers of the ghosts and all the other various smaller sounds seem to fade into the distance. As if I'd turned down the volume knob on the TV, little by little. I can even hear a static noise deep within my ears. The elderly man notices my piqued interest and hums to himself in satisfaction. Remember when you said the characters are already dead, surely nothing can happen to them. Now you know the answer. If they die, they respawn at the garbage dump. I hope that's where I respawn too. The glitter in his eyes is somewhat frightening, but also somewhat intriguing. Which is why I just can't look away. Everyone's gotten used to it. But this here town's strange, don't you think? I said think. Yeah. The noise in my ears gets louder. I think it's strange, so do you. We the same. No. I don't want to be put on the same level as this elderly man, but that's not the only thing that's making me uncomfortable. But we are alike, don't you? Don't you think it's time we join hands? I'm scared, but why? It's probably because I'm not mentally prepared to hear the answers to questions I've always had. Now that they're within grasp, I'm faltering. Together we can put an end to this here sealed away era. It's a win-win situation, see? See? What? I don't know what to do with this man. He's clearly yeehaw. The garbage dump is my home. I think that's kind of where we all belong. I'm curious, but I don't want to know. You know, it's like when someone at school says they know your crush's crush. In the worst case scenario, the curiosity could make me turn out like him. The elderly man takes a step forward. He reaches his arms out, and as if it's offering me salvation. Unfortunately, deep down in my heart somewhere, I do want salvation. So, what do you say? The noise grows louder. No, please, no. I reject him twice for good measure, because I almost impulsively took him up on his offer. Why not? It's simple, you know. Oh my god, that's so cute! He reaches out of the little comic frame and grabs her hands from the first person. That's so great! Oh my god. He takes another step forward. He grabs my hands. His hands are so much bigger than mine. And they're warmer than they look. I know, why don't you be my daughter? Snap. What he said just now snaps me wide awake, as if I'd woken up from a dream. The elderly man's weird undershirt is clearly abnormal mental state. My loneliness. Well, things are a bit backwards from how I planned, but it's no biggie. He starts swinging my hands around as if giving me a double handshake. knowing my daughter loving honey, she's sure to come home if I bring home a daughter, or else there ain't no God. Is this some sort of scam? Maybe it isn't. And I'm getting really annoyed now. Sorry, but I've gotta go. You can't go. He won't let go. His grip is surprisingly tight for an elderly man. Let go! No, I ain't ever letting go. Not again. I can't help you. I just need someone, anyone, it don't matter who. She's the last choice. Never mind, this ain't Riz. Someone, anyone, it doesn't matter who. Those words cut deep. And that's why... Whatever she said. Oh my god! It's okay, he's already dead. Does that make it okay to do this to an old man? Maybe it does. I hurl the elderly man away without even thinking about it.
Hey, listen!
Love it though. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's the name of a tea leaf salad. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it's fine. It's basically cartoon violence at this point. Somehow I just know that if someone's gripping your hands and in your face, and they just so happen to be taller and lighter than you, they're easy to throw down. But when did I learn that? Oh my god! The elderly man's back crashes against the wall of a building. Fucking killed him. He says only that before losing consciousness. Just the average walk around the block for Sayoko. Murders an old man. Classic. The splooge and fart noise. Oh, this is great. If it doesn't matter who it is, then pick someone, anyone other than me. He probably can't hear me, but I just wanted to say that. I feel a bit more courageous now. Yeah, I bet. But that must have lost me some points with a town ghost again. Wee. Whatever that sounds supposed to be, a sigh. I thought I'd be more shaken after injuring someone, but oddly enough, I'm not that shook. I'm calm enough to walk and think about how long it'll take me to get to Pacifica's, and if word of this incident will spread. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Alright, the new ghost should be here by now. Crunch, crunch. Munch, munch, gobble, gobble. I'm sure Anya's gonna talk to me in an exaggerated way, and Pacifica will rebuke her for it. Crunch, crunch. And that's when I come in, calling Anya names like Poopy Doodoo Head, and Pacifica will agree with me. I wonder if the new girl will laugh. I bet she will. Crunch. I can't wait to see them all. Wee you. I can't believe Sayoko ended up in New York. Happens to the best of us. A siren coming from behind. No way, I think to myself, only for the police car to pull over behind me. For crying out loud. The audio feedback of a megaphone screeches. This is the police. You stop right there and turn around slowly. Megaphones always give voices a particular grating sound. Gee, officer, I didn't know there was a speed limit for pedestrians. If only I could throw out a lighthearted joke like that. Do you think police brutality exists in Ghostland? I mean, if church does, police brutality must too, right? I hesitate for a few seconds before turning around. And as a meaningless token of defiance, I turn around at a normal pace instead of slowly. As a coward, that's about as much resistance as I can muster. But that's enough resistance for the man to pull out his gun. As soon as he comes within eyesight of me, the answer is yes. The answer is yes, there's still police brutality. He's even making sure to partially hide behind the cover of his car door. Look, I don't have a gun or anything, okay? Oh, I guess I can't help it since I'm an ex-convict. Wait, she got convicted? Wait, she went to prison? There's ghost prison? Wait. I have a lot of questions. The angels are effectively cops trying to keep you out of the pearly gates. I understand, but that doesn't make it any better. Okay, boys. It's your first job in 9,999 years, so get ready. The location's at... He's probably calling for reinforcements on the police radio. I wish he'd cut it out. But unfortunately, all I can do is watch. Over. The suspect is... the ninja. Again with the ninja talk. Why do they think I'm a ninja? I'm not a just turn yourself in, please. We don't want to have to do anything either, you know? Just want to talk. I'm pretty sure talking counts as anything. I almost forgot about it, but that's how cops are. They have this annoying way of acting all buddy-buddy. It's annoying, yeah, but in a way that brings me back. Brings me back to terrible times, that is. I didn't do anything wrong. There was a report, you know. The assault of an elderly man. You assaulted an elderly man, didn't you? I didn't do anything, and I've got somewhere I need to go, so if you'll please excuse me. Okay, so how do you explain the elderly man slumped over out there? Self-defense? Everyone guilty of excessive force claims self-defense, you know. But... this is a no-but situation. But this is a no, this is no... but this is a no, this is a no-but situation kind of but... This gets a 10 out of 10, 10? The 10 out of 10 for the writing. This is fantastic. She did go murder on the whole town at one point. Well, not being able to die could easily make you go psycho.
Hey, listen.
The game is good and based. Hell yeah, it is. This waste of time sluggishly drags on. Oh my god, there's more. Sir! Here comes the police. Where is she? Rushing from the back alleys. Where's the ninja? 3 uniformed officers file into formation. Oh, took you boys long enough. From 3 different paths at the same time. Now then, you mind taking a little trip to the station with us? When their superior gives the word, the officers casually disperse. Oh my god, that's so cool. I love that framing. That's fantastic. They block access to the back alleys, trying to prevent me from escaping. Surrounding me, as if I'm a criminal. Or perhaps a criminal ninja, to be specific. Well, that makes you incredibly cool, Sayoko. What's cooler than a criminal? A criminal ninja. Duh. 2 of them seem like they're just itching to go. The welcome party must have started already. Maybe they're sad I'm not there. Maybe they're mad. But it's not my fault. When I think about it like that, I start to feel the irritation boiling up from the pit of my stomach mixed in with some other emotions. I want to run away from here. Sorry, but I've gotta go. She said, excuse me, we can do this later, police officers. I repeat myself. When I take a step forward, one of the officers takes out his gun as if by reflex. Fast, precise movements, almost like clockwork. It seems to set off a chain reaction as the other two officers also draw their guns. I don't have time for this. So I can't stop now. One officer stands in my way, pointing his gun at me. But I still don't stop. I'll shoot. I mean it. Oh, no. You'll shoot, and... I ask that question, and then take another step forward. He shoots his gun. It doesn't hit me. Dodging gunfire isn't hard as long as you pay attention to the trigger finger and the way the muzzle's pointing. As someone once said, you can't dodge a bullet, but you can dodge a gun. At least I think someone said that. Is it true, though? I get the feeling that didn't really happen. Oh my god, this is so cool! Yeah, assaulting police officers is badass! What about a criminal pirate ninja? Okay, pirates are technically already criminals, but it still sounds cool. The game is incredibly based! In any case, I snatch the officer's gun and kick him in the gut, knocking him out. Underneath his thick clothes and thin flesh, I can feel his bones break through the tips of my toes. She's so cool. Look, she's such a badass. Oh my fucking god. A ninja. You think I'm a ninja, huh? Then you better not complain when I act all ninja-like. I love the shaky cam. They got the shaky cam out for this. I love it. Oh, this is great. You want me to be a ninja so bad? Then fine, I'll be your ninja. You got a problem with that? After a moment's delay, the guns start firing one after another. I leap. Since the officers have their sights narrowed to aim, for just a second, it'll probably look like I teleported to them. Oh my fucking god, this rules so hard. At a second is all I need. Before they can find where the ninja vanished to, I swoop down and slam my foot into another officer's head, knocking them out. Oops. I follow— oh my god! This is so awesome! What the hell? I follow up by training my sights on the third officer midair and shoot out both his kneecaps. Unable to stop the momentum of the bullets, his bones and flesh tear open like a pair of red roses. Only the police chief remains. I love this. Holy shit. He seems to be preparing— is that a shotgun? He seems to be preparing something behind the cover of the police car door. Is that the awkward pump action of a shotgun I hear? Is that the awkward pump action of a shotgun I hear? My suspicions are confirmed when I see him awkwardly pointing a muzzle through the tinted glass. But I don't stop. I hold up one of the Feld officers as a human shield. Oh my god, she's using a cop as a human shield! I love her with all my heart! Holy shit! I hold one of the Feld officers as a human shield as I advance. Do you dare shoot your ally as he still breathes? He dares. I admire your guts, Chief. The police car window shatters. The glass shards twinkle as they dance through the air. But you forget that I can leap. Now you have nothing to show for your guts, and his ally's guts are showing for nothing. Oh my god. That's fantastic. Donk excited about the cop getting ass kicked and not simping. Who's the simposter? See, you're implying that I wouldn't want my cops that I simp for to get their ass kicked. I would like for them to get their ass kicked. Anyway, I just have to read. Now you have nothing to show for your guts, and his allies' guts are showing for nothing. I love that so much. That's so good. As I dodge the wide spread of shotgun pellets, I look down at the astonished face of the chief. I brace the lower half of my body for the landing. Why do you look so surprised? This is what ninjas do, isn't it? It's your own fault. I know I've always wanted to dream, but this is pretty much a nightmare. Before I realize it, I hear that noise in my ears again. My nerves are right on edge. The soles of my shoes touch the ground. Thankfully, I don't slip on the snow. Oh my god. This is your own fault. Way before he can finish pumping his semi-auto shotgun again. I've got my gun pushed right up against the chief's temple. Please put that thing down. Yes, ma'am. The chief lets go of his shotgun. He also relinquishes his pistol without me even having to ask. What a reasonable guy. I kick the gun away. It wasn't my fault. Yeah, I believe you, really, but the priest... Priest? At first, I'm caught off guard to hear that name. But it makes sense when you realize the priest has the police in the palm of his hand. Classic. He told us to protect the town if the ninja ever got violent. Is the priest the one who labeled me a ninja? Yeah, maybe, I guess. I lower the gun. I put it in my pocket. I dust off my hands. Tell the priest he can go to hell. That's so good. I love her! Huh? Yeah! That makes twice today that I've sent a guy flying through the air. Sand dollar! The police investigator yells the name of an obscure marine organism before falling unconscious. He's heavier than the elderly man, but I still pull it off. Guess that's one more reason to hate the church. Fantastic. Alright, I'm gonna save. That is coming back on that line, I think will be ideal. Gav, I am so glad you recommended this to me. I love it. I was sad thinking you wouldn't get to the scene today, but holy shit, yes, it's so good. Ugh, I love this kind of shit. This is so up my alley. This is just my type of thing. Ugh. It has everything I like. I also really like the tonal difference between the first chapter and this one. But they forgot I could leap is such a hard-ass line, though. I'm not gonna get over that. Over the guts line. God, that's so good. Oh, the writing is so sharp. I love this. I can't wait to come back to this. Ugh, goddamn. All right. And yes, using a cop as a human shield. And flipping 2 men in one night. And the butt line is so good. Okay, alright, I gotta end this. It's very... It'll be very tempting to just maybe stream this even on a day I'm supposed to have off. I'll be like, but I could watch a girl use a police officer as a meat shield. I'm so pleased. Anyway, stream over. Good night.